These are the instructions for creating quote sheets or surveys for each of your spreads. In your yearbook class, go to the third 6 weeks, and inside it you're going to see a folder called Quote Sheet Template Assignment. Open that up, and here's the link to the one that you need to make a copy of. Make this bigger. Make sure you're logged into Google Drive. Then go to File, Make a Copy, and depending on what spread you have, this is what you'll call it. Let's pretend I have the choir spread. Maybe you have theater or band or girls basketball, whatever it is, call it that. You may even want to add 2025 on there if you plan to be in yearbook staff in the future so yours don't get mixed up with the others. Then click Make a Copy. And on that copy one that you're able to edit now, we're going to add some instructions as well as your questions. All of these begin with third period teacher name. We're going to fill this out later. It says, teacher, please give this to the following student, blah, 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 more instructions. Dear student, we'll fill this out later after you have copies made of this paper. That student whose name will go here later will fill out the grade level. It explains to the student to fill out the questions for the blank page. Now we need to highlight this and type in what page you're specifically writing this for. If it doesn't come out big and bold like it is here, change it up here. I want bigger letters and bold so that when they read this, they are clear that they're answering questions for specifically whatever page you want them to do. Again, choir is my example. You do your own page. Please fill out this form and return to room 806 by. We fill this out later after you have your physical paper copies. Now, we did some brainstorming this week or recently, and this is where your questions are going to come from, or you can come up with them on your own. Type in what your questions are. We're going to start with 4 questions. We can always add and take away some later. So whatever you like of your question, what was your favorite thing about choir this year? Why? Or add things like please elaborate. You want to formulate questions so that you don't get really, really short answers. Make sure we're also specifying that it's for this year sometimes, especially if it's a sport that or an activity they may have done for years and years. So you do the rest of your questions. We always leave space for them to answer. Type in questions 1, 2, 3, 4. When you're finished, the last thing to do is where it says staff member name. I want you to type your first and last name. That way, as these quote sheets come in, sometimes I don't remember who's doing all 264 of our pages, so I make sure this goes in your box or to you as people fill them out and bring them to us. Once you're finished, normally we would turn things in as a PDF. Because we may need to adjust this in the future, or I may need to edit them with you, I need you to turn in an editable link to me this one time. So go to Share. And then in the options, I want you to say general access. I want you to turn that to anyone with the link and make sure it goes to editor. That way when I receive it, I can edit it if I need to. Then copy link. Back in Schoology on the assignment turn-in, you're going to submit that link. You're going to repeat this for each page that you've been assigned to, that you know we need some surveys, quote sheets, questionnaires for, all the same thing until you are finished. And please let me know if you have any questions.